Hello everyone. I'm Dr. Dhara Anil Jasani, MD Radiodiagnosis, practicing at Shivam X-ray Sonography, Surat, Gujarat.
Imagine a fetus with severe growth restriction at just 31 weeks. The Doppler is abnormal. Do you deliver now or do you wait? This single clinical decision can determine survival, neurological outcomes, and lifelong health. In this video, I will break down the complex clinical decision-making process of when to deliver a baby, simplified through advanced ultrasound and Doppler techniques. At the end of this, you will learn early versus late FGR differences, decoding the umbilical artery, MCA and CPR, the final warning of the ductus venosus, and the ultimate delivery timing metrics.
I will now tell you when to deliver baby, clinical decision making simplified. There is always a clinical dilemma. It's a balancing art. You have to determine the optimal timing for delivery, requiring a delicate balance between the two critical risks. That is the risk of prematurity versus the risk of intrauterine compromise. Now, the risk of prematurity has its own complication, right? Respiratory distress, intraventricular hemorrhage, and neurodevelopmental challenges. And intrauterine compromise has its own risk, right? Hypoxia, acidosis, and the risk of silent stillbirth. So there is a shift in 2026, functional hemodynamics based approach over simple biometry. Now, we will learn about early versus late onset FGR, that is fetal growth restriction. Early onset FGR is less than 32 weeks. Its pathophysiology is severe placental failure and high resistance, and the primary markers are umbilical artery and ductus venosus. Its stillbirth risk has predictable progression, and the monitoring goal is lung maturity, that is the steroid window, and its incidence is rare, 1 to 2% with high mortality. Whereas late onset FGR, that is more than equal to 32 weeks, it is pathophysiology of mild placental failure, that is mild placental insufficiency, and the primary markers are MCA Doppler and cerebroplacental ratio. Stillbirth risk is sudden and silent, and our monitoring goal is term delivery optimization, and incidence is very common, like 5 to 10%, and low mortality. Now, umbilical artery Doppler. As everybody knows that normal waveform is consistent, low resistance, and increased pulsatility index, that is increased PI more than 95 percentile is diagnostic. Absent end diastolic flow has critical failure imminent, and reverse end diastolic flow requires immediate intervention. Now, MCA, that is middle cerebral artery. When oxygen level drop, fetus preserves life-critical organs by vasodilating the middle cerebral artery. So when MCA PI is less than 5th percentile, it's an alert. It indicates high risk for emergency C-section due to intrapartum distress. Now, a cerebroplacental ratio, that is CPR. It is the ultimate predictor. It combines placental resistance, that is umbilical artery, with fetal compensatory response, that is MCA. It is the most sensitive predictor of adverse outcomes in 2026. CPR less than 1.08 indicates failed compensation and risk of fetal deterioration. So the threshold of CPR is less than 1.08 or less than 5th centile. It identifies at-risk fetuses even with normal umbilical artery Doppler. Now, ductus venosus, that is the final warning. The ductus venosus is the herald of terminal fetal distress. It reflects right atrial pressure and cardiac status. Absent or reverse AVEF is the definitive trigger for immediate delivery in the extremely preterm or compromised fetus. Now, these are the waveforms. Normal waveform, there is vigorous AVEF in the DV. Reduced AVEF shows compromised fetus. Absent AVEF is critical alert, and reverse AVEF immediate delivery. So when ductus venosus DV is abnormal, there is always cardiac decompensation and fetus cannot wait. Now, this is the delivery timing matrix. Now, when there is normal Doppler in an FGR fetus, then till 37 to 39 weeks, induction of labor should be done. Umbilical artery PI more than 95th centile, and at 37 weeks, delivery is recommended. MCA or CPR less than 5th percentile at 37 weeks, there is high risk for intrapartum distress. Persistent umbilical artery absent and diastolic flow till 33 to 34 weeks, steroid should be given plus urgent C-section should be done. Persistent umbilical artery reverse and diastolic flow, then up to 30 to 32 weeks, immediate C-section should be planned. And when DV is abnormal, that is A-wave abnormality, then till viability, that is 28 to 30 weeks, emergency delivery should be done. Now, structured reporting, that is biometry, effective fetal weight and abdominal circumference centiles with longitudinal velocity analysis, combined with the Doppler, umbilical artery PI, MCA PI, and mandatory CPR calculation. Then we have to classify into the early versus late FGR with the hemodynamic status of the fetus. So, fetus meets the criteria for early or late onset FGR based on EFW, effective fetal weight less than 3rd/10th centile, and abnormal Doppler findings. Then we have to look for the current hemodynamic status of the fetus, that is stable, compromised, and critical. Now, correlation with the biophysical profile and maternal clinical status is advised. Based on 2026 ISUOG and FICO guidelines, the Doppler findings suggest delivery should be considered by this gestational age. So there is also an integration of AI in the SOTA 2026. The FDA's 2026 clearance of delivery date AI tools allows radiologists to move beyond manual biometry variability. Now, what is the clinical workflow? We have to scan high quality Doppler acquisition, then analyze centile calculation and cerebroplacental ratio, then stratify early versus late classification, monitoring surveillance frequency, and deliver optimized timing. So what are the key takeaways and summary? Umbilical artery, placental resistance marker, absent and reverse and diastolic flow is equal to critical failure. MCA and CPR predicts fetal adaptation and sudden deterioration in late onset FGR. Ductus venosus is a terminal herald of failing cardiac compensation. Now the key takeaways: umbilical artery reflects placental status, MCA reflects fetal adaptation, CPR reflects deterioration, and DV reflects decompensation. Thank you so much.
Shivam, X-ray and Sonography Center, Quality Imaging, Digital X-ray Height 3D, Height 4D USG.